Hello everyone. Today we are going to study an important topic called color models, especially focusing on the RGB color model, which is the foundation of most digital imaging system. Before digital technology, colors were understood only through the human vision, but computers cannot see colors like humans, so colors must be represented mathematically. This leads to the concept of color models. Color models help computers to store, process, transmit, and display color images accurately. This is the introduction of the color image processing. Thus, it classified by the full color processing and pseudo processing. This is used in the publication, visualization, medical imaging, and internet. Like this, the color image processings are used. And before designing any color system, we must understand user requirements. For example, in medical imaging, doctors require accurate color reproduction. Slight color variation may represent tissue abnormality. If colors are reproduced incorrectly, diagnosis may become wrong. So, engineer must understand how color accuracy affects the real-world application. This is called the empathize stage in design thinking. After understanding the problem, engineers define performance requirements. They must decide which color model is suitable, how accurately color must be represented. Different color models exist for different applications. For example, RGB is used in displays. CMYK is used in printing. HISI is used in the image analysis. Engineering compare models and select the best one for the application. Before studying color images, let us recall grayscale images. A digital image is represented as function of f of xy. In grayscale image, each pixel has only one value representing brightness. But color images are more complex. Each pixel must store multiple values to represent color. This is where the color models became necessary. Computers cannot naturally understand the colors like humans. They only understand numbers. So colors must be converted into numerical values. Color representation helps in image storage, it transmission and image enhancement, image segmentation, accurate display in monitors. Without color models, computers cannot handle the color images. Now students, after understanding the basic color properties, let us see how color models are classified. Different color models are designed for the different application. That means there is no single color model suitable for all purpose. For example, the RGB color model is mainly used in electronic display devices like computer monitors, cameras, and mobile screens. These devices produces color by emitting light to RGB works perfectly. Another model called CMYK is used in printing. Printers work by applying ink on paper, so the working principle is different. Similarly, HSI color model is used in image analysis because it separates the color of information based on human perception. It makes processing easier in some application. Another model is called YCBCR. It's mainly used in video compression and television broadcasting. So engineers choose color models depending on the application requirements. Understanding this classification helps us know why RGB model became most popular in digital imaging. Before understanding RGB color model, student must know some basic color properties. First is radiance. Radiance refers to the total amount of light energy coming from the object or surface. In simple terms, it tells us how much light is emitted or reflected from an image. Next is luminance. Luminance represents the measurable brightness of light. It tells how intense the light actually is, and it can be measured using instruments. Next is brightness. Brightness is the how bright or dark an image appears to human eyes. It is subjective because brightness perception may vary from person to person. Next is hue. Hue represents the actual color type such as red, green, blue, or yellow. It helps us identify the differentiate colors. Finally, saturation. Saturation indicates the how pure or rich colors is. High saturation means color looks bright and vivid, while low saturation means color appear dull or faded. Understanding these properties help us learn how colors are represented and processed in. These are the different types of classification of color models: RGB, CMY, CMYK, HSI, and YCBCR, like that. Now we focusing on the RGB color model. RGB stands for red, green, blue. These three colors are considered primary colors in digital display systems. RGB called an additive color model. Additive means colors are produced by adding light components together. Let me explain with simple example. If you take three color lights, red light, green light, blue light, and combine them in different proportions, you can produce almost every color visible to human eye. This is exactly how television screens, mobile displays, and computer interpreter work. Every color you see on screen is created by mixing red, green, blue light. Now let us understand how colors are actually formed in RGB model. In most digital systems, each color component is represented using 8-bit. That means each color component can have intensity values ranges from 0 to 255. Let us understand what these values mean. If the intensity of three colors is 0, that means there is no light. So the color formed is black. If the three colors have maximum intensity value is 255, then maximum light is produced and the color became white. If only red value is high and green and blue are 0, then the color becomes pure red. Similarly, if green is high and other are 0, the color becomes green. If the blue is high, the color becomes blue. By changing these three values in different combinations, millions of colors can be produced. In fact, with 8-bit representation, more than 60 million color combinations are possible. That is why digital images look colorful and realistic. To understand RGB mathematically, scientists represent it using three-dimensional cube. In the cube, each pixel represents one color component. The horizontal axis represents the red intensity, vertical axis green intensity, the depth axis represents the blue intensity. If you look at one corner of the cube where all values are 0, it represents black color. If you look at the opposite corner where all values are maximum, it represents the white color. Every color you see lies somewhere inside this cube. For example, yellow color is formed when red and green intensities are high, but blue is low. This cube representation helps engineers visualize and calculate the color combinations easily. Now let us understand how the RGB works inside the digital images. Each pixel in a color image does not store the single value like grayscale image. Instead of each pixel stores three separate values representing red, green, blue intensities. So when you see a colored image, each tiny pixel contains three color components. For example, if the pixel contains high red value and a medium green value but low blue value, resulting color may appear orange or yellowish. The final color displayed on the screen depends on how much the three intensities combine together. This is why increasing one component changes the color appearance gradually. Now let's discuss why RGB color model is widely used. The biggest advantage is simplicity. RGB is very easy to implement in electronic hardware and display devices naturally emit red, green, blue. So the RGB model directly matches with the display technology. Another advantage is RGB supports a very large range of colors. Also, digital image processing operations such as enhancement, filtering, and comparison can be performed efficiently using RGB representation. Due to these advantages, RGB became the standard color model for digital imaging system. Even though RGB is widely used, it also some limitation. The main limitation is RGB does not match human color perception perfectly. Human vision understand color differently compared to mathematical representation. Sometimes small changes in RGB numerical values may produce very little visual difference, while sometimes they may produce large visual difference. And these are the references. Thank you.